In this video, we're gonna introduce the interface of GIMP. It's gonna be a really easy video, and the first videos of this course are gonna be really easy to follow and for everyone, so that we can, even if you didn't open any software yet, you can be comfortable with this. And this is a program, a software that it's pretty similar to Photoshop. So if you know how to use Photoshop, it's really similar. It has really similar tools. It's not big as Photoshop, but it's completely free and open source, so we can use it freely without paying anything. So it's really interesting to know how it works. Now you can see the interface. It's really simple. It doesn't have too many panels and windows and toolbars, so it's really easy also to explain. Now, the first part of the interface is this one here. So we have all these drop-down menus like any other application for Windows. Now, if you know all of this and you think you are more expert, you can just jump ahead on or make the video faster. Otherwise, if you're really a beginner and you're having difficulties from the beginning, we're gonna go step by step. We're gonna talk about everything. But if you are more expert, just jump ahead. So these are drop-down menus. In these menus, we will find all the actions that we can do with the software. And if we go here, for example, this is the first one where we have the basic actions we can do. Now you can see that we have the command on the left side of the menu, and on the right side we have the shortcut key. So if you are more expert or you're going to become more expert, you can use shortcut keys to work faster and to access these commands quicker. So in the file menu, we have like things like opening and creating, so really basic operations, and also we can quit the software anytime. In the edit, we can change things in terms of making transformations, and we can go back and forward, undo, redo, sorry. And we can use the history, we can copy and paste, again, basic operations. But if we go all the way down here, we have some more advanced panels down here. Now, the one I want to show you real quick, and again, as a introduction, we're going to just do a tour here of the interface, is the preferences. Now, preferences, I think it's important to know this panel since the beginning, because we have a couple of things that we can change since the beginning, and perhaps they can make our life better and our work better in GIMP. So here we have system resources, we have color management, a lot of stuff that is really advanced, and we're probably gonna spend more time in here later on. What I want to do is just jump into the interface, because this is what we are talking about in this lesson, in this video, is the interface. So here you can change the language. If you're not English, you want to change the language into your own language, you can change it here. Or you can use the system language. Now, system language will change accordingly. So if you are like French, is going to use French and so on. So you can set up this one here, and it's going to figure out automatically which language you're using. Now, in this case, I'm going to use English. So I'm going to force the software to be in English. But anytime I want to change it, I can go here. Now, we also have other stuff here we can change, but I don't want to go now to talk about these topics. And I don't want to defocus on the interface and the really basic steps we can do at the beginning. So we can see here we can configure also the keyboard shortcuts, we can change them. But again, I don't want to do all of this stuff. Just want to show you the basic things. Now, if you think you made some change that you don't feel comfortable with, or you think you done some mistake, you can always reset here everything. Now, remember that in order for the reset, you can see some change here, something change. But sometimes in order to make some change, you need to close and open the software again. So let's say that I want to change my system language here from English to Italian, which is my first language. So let me see where it is. There you go. So if I say okay, it's gonna tell me okay, yeah, but I will change your language, but I need to restart the software to make it work. So you need to close and reopen GIMP. That's all you need to do in order to um, get those preferences effective. So otherwise they will not be in there. So let me just go here back into interface. and I'm gonna set it to default, which is the system language. So you can reset, you can change things and say okay, and then you can close and reopen to make them work. Now let's go forward here. Let's go to the theme. Now I think this is also something you wanna decide. I'm gonna keep everything as default, by the way, so that we have all the same setting. We are all on the same page in terms of the visualization of the interface, but you can make changes if you want. So you have a dark theme, which is this one here, and you also can change the color. So this is gray, really light gray, and you have even brighter. And then you have the system, which is going to take the system settings, so your Windows settings if you're using Windows. And so I think that dark is going to be fine for me. But let's keep this for the moment. So you can change the color and the brightness of the theme and also of the icons. So you can see here that you can have something like inverted, because we inverted from dark to something brighter. So we need darker icons to make them more visible. And also we have symbolic inverted high contrast. So this is even higher contrast. And you also have color. So if you want colored icons, or also legacy, which are like the icons from the previous version of GIMP. Now everything is more minimal, so I'm gonna keep it again as it is, or you can just reset. You need to wait 2 seconds and it's gonna get back to the original default theme. So I'm gonna keep this, but if you want to change it, you can do it. Now, also we have other stuff here. There's a really a lot of stuff you can you can just hide the logo here of GIMP, which is not really useful actually. So you can turn it off. You can make the icons bigger and change other stuff that perhaps we're gonna see later. But if you go here in the interface already, you can change here the preview size, so you can make everything a little bit larger. Navigation, undo, and other stuff, you can make this a little bit larger. So if I say okay, you can see that it's going to take effect again when you restart. So it doesn't change anything yet. And let's go back to the preferences. Let's see something else here. So what we have here that we can see already. Well, there is other stuff that, but we're gonna talk about this later. Now, I want to show you a little bit about the windows, or you can call it palettes or panels. Now, these are the windows that you find here in GIMP. GIMP, it's composed by windows. And also this toolbar here, it's actually kind of a window. So you can just, uh, you know, it's not a toolbar. It's going to stay there on that window. And you can change the appearance. You can change the snapping, all this stuff. It's kind of more advanced for this moment right here. So and the folders here where you're storing things. Now you can see that in many of these panels you have reset. So if you want to reset all these settings, you can go one by one. So you can see reset folder, or let's say here reset the windows, or here reset the cable shortcut. So you have a bunch of reset buttons for anything into specific, or you can just reset here and it's gonna reset everything except those things here. So sometimes you need to go one by one and to reset the specific thing. So try with reset, overall reset, otherwise go one by one. Now let's, for example, go here and change the windows a little bit. So I'm gonna close this. And so the interface is composed by this area here. This central area is where you're gonna work. So this is kind of the workspace. So if you click here, you can drag these lines and make the workspace a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. And also if you want to optimize, you can click on these panels, click and drag them in other position. So for example, I can bring this also in another screen if I have more than one screen. So I can drag them around and eventually they're gonna snap somewhere. They're gonna like dock somewhere. So now I've undocked everything and I only have the menu there, but I can check this again and I can make a snap in there. There you go. So now it snaps here on this other side, and all the icons now are in vertical. So it's kind of similar to Photoshop. I can also click here. I have other options, and we can close the tab so it doesn't show up again. And again, I can bring it this here. So you can make any change you want, essentially. You can drag and drop. So if you want to go back to the original, let's go to Edit, and let's go to Preferences. Okay, so if I reset, you can see it doesn't change the position of the window. So I need to go directly here to Window Management and do the Reset, Save the Windows Position. Just wait for a few seconds again and say, okay, we need to probably close and open. So let's close. And now I will restart. And you can see now the windows are placed in the original position. You can also see that the icons got bigger here, and also that I have the Italian language because it's my system language. So you can see there are different panels that are already prepared for you, but we can change these later. But these are like the most important to change the properties of the tool you're using. So you have different options here, and down here you have other commands, and also on the right side here we have brushes, different type of brush, patterns, fonts, and we have the chronology, so the most recent documents, and then we have here the layers. Now everything runs through layers, which means that these are different pages stacked one on top of the other. They create, you can see through them, so they create a composition, and it's like when you're working with transparent sheets of paper in real life. And then you have channels for colors, red, green, and blue, for example, and then you have paths. Now I'm sorry, this is in Italian actually, so to make it English again, I need to go back and change this one here from the system language into English again. And I need to restart. So again, I need to close it and reopen it. And there it is. So layers, channels, paths, brushes, patterns. But you can see it's really easy. Also, if you're using another language, because we have these icons here that are really easy to see and to recognize. And this also got bigger, so you probably see a little bit better now. And that's it. So this is going to be the end of the video. We just introduced the interface. We're going to work with all these different tools in the following lessons. If you enjoy this video, you can subscribe to stay updated for other courses and also other guides and also other lessons about graphic design and GIMP in particular. And also, if you want to support us, if you want to thank us, you can do it by joining the channel as a supporters, and please do that so we can create more and more videos. And so that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next lesson.